Hi everyone, my name is Chuck Watry. I'm a field product expert for Broan-NuTone and Best. And today we're going to be taking a look at a Broan BWT2304SS wall-mounted chimney hood. And what we're going to take a look at is if the motor ever fails, or the control board, the switch assembly, or light assembly, you know, how to get there, where are these parts located. This will just be a short video just to show you where everything is. All right, before we get started, the first thing you should do before repairing a unit or going on the inside of the unit to clean is always make sure the power is disconnected. Turn it off at that breaker box. It's better to be safe than sorry. If a control board or motor would ever break, what you would do is you'd have to remove the lower flue assembly and the upper flue assembly. The upper flue slides into the lower flue, and it's held up at the ceiling by a flue mounting bracket and 2 screws. So up on the ceiling there'll be 2 screws going in from the left, 2 screws going in from the right. If you loosen those 2 screws, the upper flue will slide down into the lower flue, and you'll be able to pick both of those flues right off the top of that unit, like so. The control board is located right here, right on the top. There's 2 screws holding this cover, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to remove those 2 screws. Once the 2 screws are removed, this is the cover. This is what it looks like. The screws will fall right out. I'm going to take this hood and turn it so you can see what the control board actually looks like. All the wiring that's connected to this control board, they're all quick connects, meaning that you can just grab hold. I like just taking my pointing finger and my thumb, grab onto the wires and pull. This is the motor wire. This is actually the motor capacitor, so if you ever have a bad capacitor, it is replaceable, and again it just plugs into the board. If a motor ever needs to be replaced, the motor is actually screwed with 4 screws on the top. You would remove those 4 screws. Unfortunately, this unit has to be removed from the wall to repair a blower. There are 2 screws that come in from the back that screw into the blower housing, and that is the reason why this unit would have to be removed from the wall. So 4 screws on the top, 2 screws from the back will remove that blower assembly. If you ever needed to get into the switch assembly of this unit, the switch assembly is located right here. This is what the switches look like. What you would have to do is you'd have to remove this light panel. But first, what you would do is you remove the filters. There's 2 of them. These are flip latch filters. And once those filters are removed, this light panel is removed. There's 2 screws, one on the left, one on the right. I'm going to go ahead and remove those screws. Once those screws are removed, the light panel just drops down. The light harness, again, these are quick connects. You can take your thumb and your pointing finger and squeeze and just pull. And there you have the light assemblies, 2 of them. And what you can do is if you ever have to replace that module, they're spring loaded. You can just kind of pull down and unsnap it from the housing. And there you would have that light housing. You could just replace it with a new one. If a switch ever needs to be replaced, there are 4 screws. There are 2 right here. Remove those 2 screws, and there's 2 up inside screwing through the bracket into the light housing. I'm sorry, into the switch housing. Once those 4 screws are removed from that bracket and that switch housing, the switch will drop right down inside that unit. So this is a very simple hood to work on. I hope this video helps. Thanks.